All right, welcome everybody. Rob Provencher here. I'm just going to do a little tutorial for you on a recent shoot I had done for our area a business awards. It was a big banquet. It's a big gala affair, and it's not just in our area, but it's in a different city in our whole region every year. So every 4 years it comes to our city because there are 4 cities, and they asked me to photograph the award winners. So it was kind of a 2 day affair. So I actually ended up working for 2 days. It was a sweet deal, a sweet gig. Anyways, I just wanted to show you the lighting. It's very basic portrait lighting. There's a sample on the screen right there. You can see it right there of one of the couples who won an award. There's about 8 or 9 award winners in 8 or 9 different categories. They asked for 2 pictures, one of the award winners and another one of the award winners with the sponsor, because each award had a corporate sponsor. So this couple here would receive 2 images. I ended up giving them it's a major newspaper that commissioned me on this job. All they wanted was the files. So I didn't do any prints or anything because they just sent the files off to the people who won. We just built it into the price. I wanted to do a good job for this, so I went in there with that in mind. So I wanted smiles too. I wanted good expressions in all the images, but I really wanted to make an impression on these people, and they were totally blown away. The editor called and emailed me to tell me what a wonderful job. She was so ecstatic, she couldn't say enough. My head was exploding. It was really, really good. So anyways, that's part and parcel of kind of what you want to do. You want to create that kind of an effect. So before I get into the technical on how I created these images, I want to explain a little bit more and get into a little bit more of the esoteric side of things, the sort of the abstract side of things. So when I go into a job and it's a sweet job like this, I know that it's not just a paid gig. I know that, first of all, there's going to be a lot of people there. There were 600 people at this event. There's the people who hired me. Okay, I wanted to make a positive impression on them. So I went in there with intention. Okay, I want you to understand this. I went there with a publicity strategy in mind, that I wanted to make a good physical impression. So I wore a suit, I looked good, got my hair cut 3 or 4 days before, shaved, I had my monthly shower that morning, and all these things are important. These details are important. So I went in there with that intention. I went in there with clarity in my mind that I wanted to do a good job on the actual images, on the technical side of things, and I wanted to make a positive impression as a person, right? Because this will spill off, and this is part and parcel of what you need to do when you're out and about in your community. Now, that doesn't matter if you're just doing corporate gigs like this, which I don't do that often. It doesn't matter if you're photographing babies, families, weddings. Every single session you photograph, you should go in there with an intention to really put it vis-a-vis, not what your personal principles are, but what is it that is really important to them. So in other words, let's say you have this artistic idea, but it doesn't really resonate with them and it's kind of out of sync. So you have to take an accurate reality check and say, what is it that's going to work and make sense for these people in this particular project that they want me to help them out in. That's part of doing a good job. Okay, I think that's really, really important. And again, it applies to family portraits or whatever. So I went in there with that intention, and I was focused, and I said, I'm going to do a really, really good job and make a wow impression. So, and I pretty much achieved that because they told me so. Like I said, she emailed me and she phoned and left a message. She wouldn't shut up. She rambled on for minutes and minutes and minutes. So anyways, that was what I wanted. I wanted nice, big, happy smiles. Like when I'm photographing, say, stuff for a brochure or perhaps for a business card or an editorial piece, I may go more for the intellectual look or a little more mood. But these images, they're happy. These people are ecstatic. They literally just came off the stage having done their presentation, their acceptance speech, and they were whisked to the back. They were given specific instructions to come straight for their pictures, which is a good idea because they were really, really happy. Okay, there's a student, some high school student won an award as well. I just got a shot of her and her corporate sponsor, and I got a largest group was 4 people. By the way, the workflow is very simple workflow. Retouching. I ran a little bit of Topaz, not a lot, just to give it a little bit, just a little hint, and then I ran the Haji Soft. And the streak, same retouching I always do. Okay, there's another one. All right, now here's how I shot them. Here is the actual setup. You can see the backdrop. It's 10 by 26 feet. I had to roll it up because it was too long. I've got an Alien Bee up on the big softbox, which you'll see in a minute. I've got an Alien Bee in the background light with the grid. I think it's a 30-degree grid, honeycomb grid right here. Okay, spilling onto the background. And up, and you can see in the top right corner up here, you can see a kicker light. And then again, it's from Paul C. Buff, same people that sell White Lightning, Alien Bees. There's an Alien Bee in that strip light. You see that strip light right there? Okay, and I got a large softbox off to the left. Now notice on the floor, this is important. Notice on the floor, there's 2 duct tapes because I knew most of the groupings were going to be 2 people. If it was 1 person, I would say just stand between the 2 blue X's, please. And if it was 2 people, I'd say, can you each stand on a blue X? You got to do that. It's a big, big time saver. People, you know, when you do a prom or if you do anything like that where it's like a series of shots one after another, people just don't listen. You give them a visual. You know, if I say, can you go stand in front of that backdrop in front of the light, they walk around and behind it. So this gives them very clear, distinct instructions and makes them feel like they're on the right track. I mean, it's kind of a silly little thing, but it's something to pay attention to. It's a small detail, but I think it's pretty important. Right here, I got a reflector, and that's just adding a little specular into the lights, into the eyes. And right over here, I got another reflector, and it's acting as a fill light. So I've got a couple layers here, different angles. Now you can see my big softbox. Okay, now I had not rolled up the backdrop yet in this shot. I just wanted to do a shot to show you. And there's a sideways shot. Okay? It's a big softbox. It looks like it's falling apart, but it's just it uses Velcro. Okay, and that's the whole setup. So, and that's it in a nutshell. I think I was shooting at about f5.6. I used my workhorse lens, the 24-70 on a Nikon D700, all JPEG, studio white balance, custom white balance for my studio lights, and I shot at 70 mils. So I had the 24-70 at 70. It's a nice mild portrait lens. I considered using a 70-200, but I stuck with these 24-70, and that was it. So just wanted to share that with you, show you how I did this particular job. It was a well-paying gig, and I got a lot of accolades and positive feedback. And so just, that's part and parcel what it's all about. When you do a job like this, you want to get in there and maximize the benefit back to you as a photographer, back to you as a studio owner, so that you can really get returns down the road. So, all right, signing off from the back of my studio, and I hope to see you at the Inferno, infernoworkshop.com. Take care, guys. We will talk to you later.